Extreme winds land a devastating blow to local and area volunteer firefighters. Now, as calls continue to come in, the need to rebuild becomes more critical. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Christy is in for Karen, who is off tonight.
With high winds returning to the forecast, the volunteer fire chief in Kress says his small town can't handle another major disaster. Friday, 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts blew the roof off his department. KCBD News Channel 11's Brittany Crittenden explains how this puts a critical department in a challenging position.
As the wind ripped drivers from the road Friday, volunteer firefighters from Kress were helping clear the scene and block the road. They didn't know those winds had also ripped the roof off their department.
But the building really didn't matter at that point. It was still, we got to take care of everybody that's having wrecks and needing to block traffic. So that was our focus.
Now that the sky has cleared and the dust has settled, reality is starting to sink in. Unfortunately, so could the ceiling.
And so if it rains again, all that water is going to puddle up on top of the ceiling, and then the ceiling could collapse down on whatever's in here. Now see in here, you can see exactly what that side is just covering up what we see in here.
Without knowing if the building is stable, their trucks are now scattered across town. Firefighters will still have to go to the station to get their gear before calls, making response times longer for the department covering the large rural area between Plainview and Tulia.
If you're not breathing, can you wait 15 or 20 minutes? Probably not. So it's critical. It's critical that this community has to have this fire department. And all communities need a fire department.
The department is in the middle of fundraising to build a new station. Someone donated the land for it at the site of an old gas station. Hughes says they can't start building, though, until state environmental regulators remove tanks from the ground. He was told TCEQ wouldn't have the funding to do that until September.
And so that's a 6-month delay there in even beginning to build a new structure. So I don't know what we're going to do between now and then, particularly if they say we can't even put anything in this building. I don't know.
In the last year, Kress has raised $100,000 for the new station. Hughes' haircut we told you about in May ended up bringing in $8,500, but they still need at least $200,000 more.
And so that's another problem we have, is we don't have all the funding for the new building yet. So it just turned into a whole lot of issues for us, and we're trying to find some direction. Where do we go from here?
Hughes has reached out to State Senator Charles Perry's office, sent a letter to the governor, and even the president to ask for help.
I know, big cities, they have a disaster and all that. They come in and help them rebuild and all that. But when you have a tiny little town, this is a disaster for Kress. It's for this little town, it's a major disaster.
To offer any kind of help, we have how to reach Hughes on our website. Brittany Crittenden, KCBD News Channel 11.